No surprise that as we get older, our vision gets worse. There's certain things that happen. You don't see quite as well. Your visual field, for different neuromuscular or different nervous system reasons, it gets smaller, so you don't see as much. You also need a stronger stimulus to actually be able to see things. But as we get older, actually, people, through some studies, they've shown that as we get older, we actually rely on vision a lot more than any of the other sensory systems, which is something just keep in mind, because that means we want to challenge, we want to take away the vision maybe sometimes to help challenge their balance a little bit more and help it get stronger so that they're not so vision reliant. Because, you hear stories all the time, people get up in the middle of the night, they don't turn the lights on, their vision isn't as good, they don't have as good visual input, and there's a fall. Then there's the somatosensory function. You also have a decrease in the number of receptors and the sensitivity of the receptors that give you that information as you get older. And there's also reduced, this was interesting to me, there's a loss of as much as 40% of the hair cells in your inner ear by the time that you're 70 years old. And you also have a reduced vestibular ocular reflex gain. And what that basically is how fast, how well your head movements, the reflex between your head movements and your eyes actually following those head movements. One thing that I always like to do to demonstrate VOR and how it helps us a lot is if you put your thumb out in front of you and then you wiggle it back and forth like this, it's blurry. Go ahead and try it. Just wiggle your thumb back and forth, it's blurry. Now hold it straight and then keep focusing on the thumb and wiggle your head back and forth. It's perfectly clear. So that's how that reflex helps us, function on a daily basis, so that when we're moving our head in space, that it's not all blurry like our thumb is when we